Time's a-wasting. I'm off.
Kaveh looks like he's conflicted. He really wants to win, but he can't ignore those he wants to help. Paimon's always felt like he's the type who easily gets himself into tough spots. Paimon doesn't mean this in an insulting way, but he seems like the kind of guy who'd be really easy to take advantage of. Whoa! Someone's done already! Paimon also wants to know. Let's go back and ask Al-Haytham.
Verification complete! Congratulations on being this round's first winner, Sino.
Ooh, so Sino was the quickest!
I am from Spontamod, after all. We know a lot about ley lines, so finding a disruptor was never going to be particularly difficult for me.
Since the Traveler and Paimon also happen to be here, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? My friend couldn't continue on, so failure was never an option. The bonds of yesterday will forge the road to tomorrow. With the ties of friendship that bind us, I won't lose to anyone. That's a line from King of Invocations, one of my favorite works, and it sums up my thoughts right now.
It might be a good thing that Tighnari isn't here, or else he'd give Sino a good smack right about now.
Oh wow, it's already so late. Everyone's probably running low on food and water. It'll only get harder from here on out.
Something similar happened in King of Invocations. What a classic.
Any thoughts on that, Al-Haytham?
I have no thoughts regarding King of Invocations.
Nilo obviously wasn't asking about that.
Deserts are much more dangerous at night, so this competition should be nearing its end. At the moment, only Farazan, Layla, and Kaveh remain.
I wonder who the next person to find a disruptor will be.
Wait, only 3 people are left? Tighnari forfeited, and Sino's already done. What about Hat Guy?
He also forfeited not long ago.
Ugh, Paimon can't understand what he's thinking at all. But, like Al-Haytham said, this round's almost over. Let's go see what the other contestants are doing.
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Don't you find it tiring? Really? Wow. I don't know where you get your strength from. The desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face because of all the sand in it. Has anyone finished this round yet?
Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet?
I circled the whole area, but I didn't find anything. But I did have the chance to think some more about that thing that was weighing on my mind, and I realized something. Well, my fellow Retawahist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons, and maybe a lot of them only picked me because they wanted to watch me make a fool of myself. But be that as it may, I believe that a lot of them genuinely do expect great things from me. And I want to live up to their expectations. I don't want them to regret putting my name down.
Huh? But doesn't thinking like that put a lot of pressure on you?
Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, I don't feel like this is something I have to do. Instead, it's something I want to do. That may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me relax a lot. So don't worry about me.
Well, that's great!
Also, now that I've relaxed, I'm suddenly really sleepy. I think I'll just take a quick nap. Just a quick one. But the competition isn't over yet. Oh, Layla. She's really a bundle of nerves, isn't she?
Wait, you're...
Good to see you too. Ooh, it's nice to be out. Feels like I've been cooped up inside for quite a while. Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be doing here again? Finding a ley line disruptor, was it? Let me see. Looks like she's basically gathered all the information she needs. It won't take long to wrap this up. Come with me, you two. Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena. Plus, now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think. This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore the ley lines in the area to normal.
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once she's got her bearings, she'll go and report that she shut down this disruptor. Will you be staying here for a while? Or are you going to check on the other contestants?
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa, it looks like Kaveh and Farozan are headed towards the same place.
Perhaps they're about to find the last disruptor. Also, speaking of Kaveh, he's an interesting one.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them as best you can until they run their course. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. She just hadn't found what she wanted to do at the moment, which is Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he still seems conflicted. He doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds with himself in some way. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's no joy inside, only sorrow. Still, who knows? He must be more experienced than me. Maybe he's just better at dealing with it all than I am. But back to the topic of wrapping up. Shouldn't you be getting back to the action to record how everything plays out? Last one, then the round's over.
Oh, true. Okay then, guess we'll be going now. We'll keep everything you said in mind. Kaveh and Faruzan were super confident at the start, but it turns out they're the last ones to find a disruptor. But between the two of them, who's going to get there first? Let's head over quick.
It should be around here.
Finally found it.
Kaveh? Are you?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have finished this round by now.
Faruzan, Kaveh! Oh, looks like Layla's already done.
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time. How are the other contestants doing?
Tainari and Hat Guy forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. You two are the only ones left. Huh? That's weird. Didn't you start digging really early on?
Yes, I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I found a ruin. I fell down pretty deep, and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the various mechanisms and return to the surface.
That's actually really impressive.
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time. Huh. That's pretty amazing, Madame Faruzan.
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. And then I blacked out. Probably from the heat, you know? When I woke up, it was already night. I used the last of my strength to come here.
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? It sounds like you were in an incredibly dangerous situation. You said you were familiar with the desert. But the way you handle problems... It does feel rather at odds with your title as a genius.
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. It was my decision. The way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either. My conscience would have weighed on me.
Youths these days, each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up then. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. But how shall we count the score this time? What is it, youngster? You seem relieved.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrapped up in danger. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't think of anything better.
Alright, in that case, let's all head back to Aru Village. Paimon thinks you'll both need some water and rest.
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kaveh or Madame Farazan? Huh? Where's Madame Farazan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time, so we'd like to draw lots again.
You get caught up in something so easily, like drawing lots.
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in having bad luck!
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fare.
I got it! Did you see that? I won!
Congratulations!
Looks like Kaveh's luck's taking a turn for the better!
Oh, finally! After all this time!
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert.
And with that, our second round is done. As for the current standings, let me see. Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The next round will be the final one. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games.
Hey! Isn't that Nahida? Nahida! Paimon didn't think we'd run into you here!
Oh, hey there. It's been a while, hasn't it? What have you two been up to? Seems like you've been enjoying yourselves.
How about you? What are you up to now?
I'm just looking out for some leads while getting some fresh air. I noticed that I have some blurry memories after saving Ermin's soul. I almost feel like there's still something extremely important I need to do.
Why is that? Don't worry, we'll help you remember.
Thank you so much. Since you're willing to help, I have something I'd like to show you.
Ooh, it's beautiful. It looks looks like it's filled with some kind of power.
I found it in the sanctuary of Suristana. It's filled with pure elemental power that is quite similar to mine. It's very likely that it's connected to my foggy memory, but I can't figure out what it is.
Traveler, do you have any ideas? You know, Nahida, we just happen to be going on an adventure right now. If we find anything, we'll be sure to let you know right away.
Thanks, you two. I didn't mean to trouble you again.
Don't mention it. Besides, it seems you've got a lot on your mind, and we'd like to help.
Hey, get out! You shouldn't be around here! I'm sorry, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Fungi don't usually come near this place. Last warning! Get out before I kick you out, you hear?
Hang on. I think it's trying to tell us something.
But Great Dendro Archon, it's a monster!
Please, don't worry. I think I understand. Seems that it wants us to follow it.
You can understand it?
Even though different creatures have varying habits and ways of communicating, the emotions we experience are all the same. I can feel its anxiety and fear. It's in dire need of our help.
Well, fungi are kinda cute, but... That's true. Okay, let's go take a look.
All right, lead the way, little fungus.
Although they all look about the same, some fungi are friendly, while others are super aggressive and attack anyone they see.
It can't be helped. Perhaps in their eyes, humans are like fierce monsters as well. After all, they can't distinguish which human behaviors are hostile or not, and it'd already be too late for them once humans have drawn their weapons. Hence why they tend to strike first, rather than waiting.
That's not too different from how humans think sometimes.
That's what I meant by shared emotions. It appears it was in a hurry because of this unconscious fungus.
Seems like they might be family. So maybe this fungus wanted to bring Nahida here to help its family member.
Probably. Although fungi are simple creatures, maybe it noticed me on my way back and thought I'd be able to help. I'll take a look. I should be able to help if it's just a common illness.
What is it, Nahida?
Strange. Very strange. This fungus didn't develop from a spore. It's an elemental life form.
Huh? An elemental life form?
Yes. Although the fungi you normally see are capable of using elemental powers, they're merely borrowing elemental power from nature around them. As for this fungus, it has elemental power flowing through it. Definitely not anything like your typical fungus. Exactly. This is very interesting. I've never seen anything like it.
So this is a first even for Nahida.
But that's not all. There's a large void within its elemental power. The void is stopping the elemental power from flowing normally.
So do you think it'll wake up if we can fill the void?
Yes, and I just so happen to be good at this sort of thing. I'll see what I can do right away.
My power was compatible. Looks like everything is fine now.
Lord of Dendro? Is it really the Lord of Dendro? Oh, I can't believe the Lord of Dendro saved me. Thank you, as well as the stranger and creature next to you.
Ah! It can talk?
Oh, I didn't expect such a strange creature to make a sound like that. Seems I'm just as shocked as you are.
What? Of course Paimon can talk. Paimon isn't a strange creature. Paimon's just... Paimon!
Hello, Paimon. I am not yet able to evaluate an organism's intelligence from its appearance. I will only know you are able to speak once you have spoken.
Oh, well, no need to take it seriously. But does Paimon really look so dumb that people might think Paimon doesn't know how to talk?
You misunderstand, Paimon. A mouth is used for eating, breathing, and other functions that are more important than speaking. So a creature may not speak, even if it has a mouth. I've never seen a creature like you before. Even if you do possess a number of human traits, it is still very common for creatures to have similar external forms, but completely different interiors. Just like fungi and slimes.
Did this fungus study at the academia? It seems even more talkative than Paimon.
You're not a fungus, are you?
That's correct. This might be surprising to you, and I'm sure that you must have questions. Let's find somewhere else to talk. It might startle my fellow family members if I speak too much using this strange voice. Me, 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 me. It says that it's very thankful for your help.
I was confident that I knew of all the creatures in Teyvat. However, even if I were to lay out the traits of all elemental life forms, you don't seem to match any of them. What are you?
I come from an ancient race. We have existed for a very long time, possibly longer than any records in existence. My home was filled with flowing water and great mountains. Lush grass covered the land, and my family and I lived in bliss and happiness. Until the apocalypse came and changed my home forever. A horrifying power consumed all there was. The seeds of catastrophe nested and grew inside of us. We were victims of the apocalypse.
The apocalypse?
I'm not sure what it means either. It sounds like some kind of old fable.
It's a long and complicated story. It will take me some time to explain it clearly.
Don't worry, we'll listen.
I was lucky and managed to survive. Afterward, I left with some of my family and came to Sumeru to search for a way to rescue my homeland. We came in contact with many species and learned from their cultures and knowledge. We later found out that humans know the power of the apocalypse and refer to it as forbidden knowledge.
Your home was destroyed by forbidden knowledge?
It said that they are looking for a way to save their homeland.
The Lord of Dendro is correct. We are not from the desert. I would very much like to tell you the location of my homeland, but that may sound a little odd, as it is very important to both me and my family.
Yes, how could you forget?
I am a life form that was contaminated by the apocalypse. A part of my knowledge and memory was taken away as the contamination inside of me was purged.
Ah, I get it now. So the void of elemental power was left behind from when the forbidden knowledge was purged. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Lord of Dendro, there is no need to apologize. And not only did you save me, but you've also already rid the world of the remaining forbidden knowledge, right?
That's right. The forbidden knowledge is no more.
My home should be safe now. For the longest time, this moment has only seemed like a dream. I was unable to fulfill our calling. I never found a way to save my homeland.
It's not your fault. You've already done everything you can. Every species paid a grave price in the fight against forbidden knowledge. You mentioned that there were other survivors besides yourself.
The apocalypse put us through immense pain.
Don't worry, I should be able to find them. I'll leave the rainforest to the Aranara.
Oh yeah, they'll give us a hand.
Give me a moment. I'll contact them right now. That should do it. It may take some time to find them, so let's wait for a bit.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. We all believe that you will keep your promises. The moment I saw you when I awoke, I had a feeling you were here because of the agreement.
Agreement?
You might not remember, but this is a prophecy that we deeply believe in. That the Lord of Dendro will bring us home once the catastrophe comes to an end.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry. There are also some blurry segments in my memory as well. But I'm very concerned about your homeland.
Would you all be willing to come with me somewhere as we wait? The more family members that can return home with me, the better.
But didn't you say that you don't know where they are?
Yes, but I know their end. I will explain it to you along the way.
It feels like something's been on your mind this entire time.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally? Did something happen?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's Academia Extravaganza? When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, they were disguised as tourists here to shop, but no disguise can mask the stench of blood.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their target seems to be someone called Sachin.
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the opening ceremony? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the Diadem of Knowledge, but...
Sounds like a rich person, all right. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once, so it's likely that they took advantage of the bustle to sneak in. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard and made some excuse to slip away.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing?
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence on our part as well.
Yeah, don't sweat it. But this is Sumeru City.
Should you require our aid, come find us at the cafe.
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause Paimon's starting to think that there's more than meets the eye here, too. But thinking like this isn't doing anything. Let's just go find Amatra. Investigated Siraj?
Hello, both. It's been a while. Do you have any issues to report? Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation boost as its sponsor.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now, shouldn't you send some people to protect him?
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work. Our only lead is something he once said. Each time the Inter-Darshan Championship is held, I will be watching from close by to choose a suitable person to inherit my estate. Assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere.
So they shouldn't know where Sachin is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, Mahamatra Saino is still on vacation, so I'll handle this. Don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's story, why don't you try tracking him down as well? The sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety.
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him too, but...
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crimes or broken academic protocol, so I've heard that Alhaitham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the scribe again. Maybe it's worth checking to see if he knows anything.
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extravaganza venue and see if we can find him.
Alhaitham? Why, what is it?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some records for us.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know where he went. He's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never tells anyone where he'll be going.
Huh. Yeah, actually, that sounds about right for him.
Let me think. To be honest, he doesn't seem very interested in the extravaganza, so he probably doesn't stick around longer than he has to. To him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys—
Ooh, maybe. Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here.
Take it easy.
Let's try knocking. No answer? Maybe no one's home. Hello? Alhaitham? Are you in? We need your help with something.
Oh, it's you two?
Oh, Kaveh, you're home!
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Alhaitham, and I opened the door for them without thinking, before long the whole city would know that I'm living here.
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside looking for him while you're at home?
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking for him? Most people have better things to do.
Fair enough. So do you know where he is at the moment?
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house. I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything pleasant at all. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on the rise. But him, being him... Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said after I was done talking! You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner becoming of an upperclassman? What, am I supposed to earn the title of upperclassman now? And he didn't stop there. He said, I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible to me how you've managed to make it to this age without acknowledging the proverbial elephant in the room of your life.
Yeah, that does sound like something Alhaitham would say.
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. He finds a way to infuriate me every single time. Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. I'm actually packing my things right now. He'll have to get used to doing his own cleaning and tidying from now on. See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too. If his life wasn't utterly devoid of artistic sensibility already, it certainly will be after today.
Wait, you're moving out already?
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I've got my new place picked out already. I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal.
Well, we'll be rooting for you.
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up in internal conflict.
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious personality flaws too.
Oh, we didn't say that.
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? Well, when you put it like that, yes, why indeed? It's a good question. I guess it's just in my nature.
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting.
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for another time. Sachin? Huh. He did actually mention a Sachin recently. I remember he brought a few documents home that day. Ah, this is the one. Here, take it.
You sure he'd be okay with this?
With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping himself to my beer whenever he pleases. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. I didn't see the point at the time, so he just left them on the side. He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them.
Cool, if you say so. Okay, let's see what he's got on Sachin. A lot of information. Paimon's getting a headache. So, to sum up, Sachin put the academia in charge of managing his estate and went off to do research, right? He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward, but his entire estate as well.
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. I could build another Palace of Alcazar's array. Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course.
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way ahead of yourself there, mister.
You're right. First I need to focus on winning and moving out of this place.
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose slip of paper tucked in between these pages. Did Alhaitham write this? Sachin, dead or alive, unknown. And diadem of knowledge. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible.
Let me see. Huh. I recognize this script. Give me a second. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation anyway. I can't guarantee it's 100% accurate. There's another smaller line of text underneath. Huh. Why would he bring that up?
Wow. It's so cool that you can actually read this script.
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization.
Oh, interesting.
Huh, who knows?
Fair enough. Well, guess we've learned all we can here. Yeah, he better catch those crooks. But...
Little decisions. What could have been going through his mind when he wrote that?
Paimon just heard that the Matra have arrested some Arab... Let's go to the Academia and check with Araf!
Take it easy.
Ah, you're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to inform you. I only just finished interrogating the suspects.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details. The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father? What's up with that?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently the guys we caught are just the tip of the iceberg. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up.
Sure! Let's go get to the bottom of all this!
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit? It's this guy. He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who? Who did this?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green came along and interrogated us for a bit.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Jawani, Sachin's son. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance. By rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? Of course. Didn't he say he would be here somewhere? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius. No, the old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of. Diadem of Knowledge. You mean that thing he donated to the academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the day. Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room. Also, before donating it to the academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and something was already seriously wrong with him by that point.
What do you mean, something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. When he finally did return, he was a changed person. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping Paimon out.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah! Al-Haytham's notes do mention that item.
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue.
Boring! Here!
Karina!
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the Diadem of Knowledge and we—
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The Diadem of Knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades. This is pretty serious. Let me think. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the 3rd round began. In the 3rd round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. Considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. I'll mark the diadem's location for you.
All right, let's go. That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it?
Why this year?
Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already take it? Well, we might as well head back and see if anyone's turned it in.
Shine down!
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray. Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
It's Kaveh's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner.
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me.
What just happened to me?
Something's wrong.
At long last, someone to inherit my estate, and with it, my research. Come, Kaveh. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind. Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he, more cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this Interdarshan Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Me? Similar to you?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists, and that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas, endless strife and slaughter, conflict over water sources, robbing of merchant caravans, exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment of them all. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day, I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help to move the world onto a better path.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment. Part of my investigation into human nature. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history. And I lament the research that I failed to complete. And this, Kaveh, my dear child, is why you will be of great utility to me.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I please?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not. Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at our...
Huh?
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them. I guess that'll be the end of that.
Kaveh.
Are you all right? Any physical discomfort?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better. Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're not the same.
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on file. The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come. Sachin's words can only cause pain. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. It's the least I can do.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony.
Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive his award. Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their award. However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much Mora. And he gave it all up?
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh?
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals, forget it.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over.
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live in luxury for my entire life.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but...
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition?
I suppose...
So you're gonna give it to him?
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever.
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal! You should do it yourself! Come on, let's go find Sino.
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue.
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
What else would I do with it? I have no use for it.
But it's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong and I will help.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card.
All right. In that case, I accept your generosity. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you. How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price...
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
Huh? How much?
1 million more?
If you feel that's too low, I can go a little higher.
1 million mora for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you? I saw your deck last time we played.
Not every card is this valuable.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like this. But really, it's fine.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
I don't want to talk about it.
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny.
All right, if you insist.
Well, this is what they call all's well that ends well. Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing.
Worthless!
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame Farzan. Maybe you could pick out a few fashionable outfits for us.
Farzan! Nilu! Even Dia and Candace are here! What are you all up to?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farzan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes, she decided to give us some help.
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind. We can purchase some textiles and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style?
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks.
Wait. Madame Farzan's right. That style is a classic, if you don't mind. How about I pick some clothes out for everyone?
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look.
Madame Farazan? Come quick, she's over here!
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition.
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great! We can't wait.
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Oh, their classes are so boring, though.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan. And I'd like to learn from you for a while, if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option.
I see. You're a good egg, child.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations, I think.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy or Layla?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla not too long ago, though, but she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students.
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right? Oh, she didn't end up winning, so...
If you don't come to Sumeru City often, classic floral designs aren't a bad choice. And of course, since...
Agreed.
Wait,
I actually think the style recommended by...
Isn't it just?
I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh?
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first 2 rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3.
Aw, I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. Getting points off them is a huge achievement.
Aw, thanks a lot.
Ah, come on. Don't be so hard on yourself. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great. We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition.
I can't believe it. But in the end, no one was disappointed in me. Finally.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've... Oh, Traveler! Paimon! Over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food, here we come!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did.
Al-Haytham's gone missing in action, too. Huh. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal. That guy. Well, whatever. He can do what he wants.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Mantra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us all along.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
Oh, that was horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating.
All right, enough about Alhaitham. Tainari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the championship?
I did. In the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Oh, are you free next month?
About what?
Just play to your strength.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if anyone's still hungry.
I'm full. I'm super full, Chief.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Sounds good. We should.
There are other good places around here, too?
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some
It looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with it might be dangerous. Holy smokes, you're right. All right then, let's...
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those?
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator.
Wait! So, you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Empaths have many friends, and they're...
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way, and that reality is like the material here.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity.
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get worse?
That is not a question for me to answer. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all, while I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters. All right then, I got what I came for.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff?
Get together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, it seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and that guy. Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised? Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you switch it out for another one? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help.
Nahida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the shroom boar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar. Paimon kinda gets it, but also not really. The world is the same way. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated, I will seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar.
Oh boy, here we go again. You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, even prisoners have a right to an education. I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate. I will review your final thesis myself.
Take it easy.
Where were you while the rest of us were eating together?
I don't recall being obligated to report my whereabouts to you.
Did you go find another hidey hole to read in?
Surviving on meals paid for by you would be harder still.
You? Whatever. It doesn't take a genius to guess what you've been up to. His way of doing things is disturbing.
My personal interests aside, Sachin's legacy is not entirely meaningless. Also, thanks for the compliment.
What do you mean? What topic of conversation could be more sacred among scholars than the exploration of differing philosophies?
Well, based on what I've learned.
What did you say? Wait, so... No. So that's why he thought I looked familiar.
I'm afraid so.
Good thing I shattered that diadem. From now on, nothing like that will ever have to happen again.
The boundaries of knowledge are ever expanding.
Oh, not this again. You have to admit that the actions of one individual don't always predict the behavior of the group.
And so is the one who stopped him. You said it yourself. The actions of one individual cannot predict the behavior of a whole group.
Even so, I stand by my views.
That's fine.
Thanks for letting me know all this. I said, thanks for letting me know.
They say that earnest thanks should be given thrice, so...
Useless.